Hello, and welcome to, or welcome back to, the channel of the Nasdaq scalping bot. It's a Python program that is meant to do some automated trading on the Nasdaq with the goal to have some passive income, or real income in my case. And in a data report, I tell you guys what did I change in the code, how does the bot function, are there errors or something, and how did the bot do on the real market. But today I have something special for you guys planned. You want to know what? Well, stick around. And in continuance of yesterday, for the ones who have watched the video of yesterday, there was a big doubt with me if there was any chance to make a successful, profitable bot when I only have one parameter, the open signal, to work with and to do all the stuff, versus the 4 parameters that I'm used to be working with in the earlier version. If you want to know what, just look back to the video of yesterday, then you will see what I'm talking about. And because of these doubts, I still worked it out and I created a bot, and we saw it yesterday doing stuff. And I did do some coding today, and I was chatting, of course, again with who? With ChatGPT, about how reliable are those alternative closing prices. How reliable can we work with these closing prices, these alternative closing prices, with a MACD, with the opening strategy, with making other decisions only based on this one signal. And this reliability is what I was talking about with ChatGPT. And we came up with a backtesting, and that was a good idea. I think, yeah, we can do. It's a normal practice in the trading community if you have a new strategy, that you backtest that strategy versus historical data, and then you know if your strategy is effective or not, if you have a chance that you can do that you can make profit with your strategy. And so I built a backtesting program. Let's take a look at it. I'm not gonna explain every line of code because then we would have a full video. But I added some functions, copy paste from my market bot, from the bot sequence, and use those. Some functions are new and some functions are modified, as in we're going to use them only for this backtesting, and that's it. And the functions I have, of course, to calculate the EMA together with the MACD values, I have to say calculate the MACD, and then you need the EMA. So I had those two copied and pasted with minor adjustments in the coding. Then there is a new calculate the MACD full history, which means that he takes a look at the MACD with all the data already in line. Usually when you see this MACD, calculate the MACD in this way, then he gets the 26 candles, then wait for candle 27, drops the first one, has 26 new ones, and goes on 27, 28, 29, etc. And then you build up your history slowly in total. But in the full history, he just took all the prices and the total range of prices that we had, took 26 and calculated the entire line through. That was for the MACD full history with all the prices. Then we have from the strategy the MACD check that I copied, and from the strategy I copied and modified, because of some returns we don't need, the 3 candle movement. As the real strategy, are we going 3 candles up or 3 candles down? And are those 3 candles with a 3-point difference, etc. The strategy as I use it right now in the bot. Then we have the strategy check. That's also from the real, as in, do we have a buy or hold based on the MACD advice and the 3 candle advice? Are both of them the same? Then we get a buy or we get a sell. That's what happened here. Also directly from my strategy. So those were not new code. Then we have calculate MACD for the both versions, and that's the one I added to calculate 2 separate versions of the MACD. We have a MACD, I will explain it to you in the later codes, because then we have the real new stuff starts right here. I have a new function that's called fetch all candles, and what it does is fetch the history from the US 100 1-minute candles for almost an entire trading day. That's what's happening here. Then, based on those history information, we build in CSV to store that information once, and then we can use it again and again. So that's what we're doing here. Create a history CSV. And then the next function we see is check historical closing. And this function you see here is opens the CSV we just created and checks the closing prices of, let's say, the real closing prices from historical data. That's what he's checking here. And he gives back a reply as we should do. And then he also check the version that I have, the estimated closing prices. As in, we don't have the real closing prices, but we want to know what the closing prices could be based on 3 candles. Excuse me. Based on 3 candles in the history, 3 candles of a minute, and then a rolling opening prices using as a closing price. That's what happened here. Then we get, that's the final part of that first part, is the accuracy. It puts up the results as how accurate is the rolling, the estimated closing prices, the way that I use it right now, versus the real closing prices. How accurate is that? That was the burning question I had. If the accuracy is not high enough, then yeah, or we need to find a new way to calculate stuff, or I just abandon the project and say, okay, I have to do something else, going back to the earlier version and grabbing coordinates and points, and I do not prefer this, but so I want to know the real accuracy, as in what would it be. This was the burning question for me, and this is what I made first. Then we moved on as not only checking if the closing prices versus the estimated closing prices, if that is right and accurate, I also want to know how would we do if we use those prices, real and estimated, in MACD. That's why I added the other functions earlier in the code to calculate the MACD. And that also gives results as in the MACD comparison, real versus alternative, with the MACD errors, the average signal line error, and again, the accuracy. How accurate are the numbers that we get from the real versus alternative closing prices? Okay, second one. While I was at it, I'm thinking, well, if we do this, then we also can make a backtest strategy. Then I want to know the strategy that I use right now, how accurate is that? So I built a function to use the data to check for the accuracy, and no, not accuracy, to check for the trustworthy of the strategy we're using with the MACD values we're using. How much chance do we have that we have a good candle and making a good profit, or do we have a bad profit because the signal we're getting from the strategy check is not good? And we did this, and I added, I was programming and I was thinking, oh, we can do this or we can do. So when I checked this one, I added to it not only the strategy check you see right here, the strategy check from the bot MACD and the real MACD, the full MACD, you see the full MACD right here, but I also added, and that's a new function all the way down here, that's called simulate a trailing stop loss. So I added a function to see if there was a buy or a sell signal, would that be a profitable signal? As in, go on, take the next 10 candles and see if in the next 10 candles, when does the trailing stop loss been triggered, and if that trailing stop loss is good. And you see right here, that's the parameters, and returns the exit price, the trade was closed, and successful whether the trade was profitable or not. So we can see how successful is it. I added that one too. That's the part you see here for the signal strategy for the bot with the not the full MACD calculation, as in the calculation like we do right now. We got 26 candles. The next round, next 3 minutes, we've got a new candle, new calculations of the MACD, next candle, new calculations, next candle. That's the strategy signal bot we use right now, and the strategy signal full with the full range of prices already calculated and then put together. Those were the functions I added, and of course we get some results of those with the trades taken, correct trades, rejected signals, strategy accuracy, and rejection rate. And all at the bottom we have, of course, the main with the testing scenarios and where I fire up all the functions we need. I did not test this fully because I had to go, so I finished this program rather late. It's already 1 a.m. So I finished the program rather late, but I still want to show you guys what the results are. And we're back testing, and I want to take the, that's in the connection. Yeah, it's in the connection. We back testing. I get the history from the US 100, of course, for every minute, and then for a maximum of 1,000 minutes between the dates of March 4th, 12 o'clock, and March 4th, 8 a.m., 8 p.m. That's the range, and that's before market opening. This is before pre-market opening, and this is during market opening times. And I could enhance this to 2200 as in until market closing. But I just want to do it right on this way and then see how much we get out of it. That's what I want to show you live. And you're going to see the results down here. We're going to bring this one up. Let's run the program and see what's happening. Yeah, we already get the accuracy testing. And if we look at accuracy of the real versus the alternative closing prices, the way we now do, and we see we have an accuracy of 99.96% accuracy. That's for me telling, okay, this is good. This telling me that the alternative closing prices we're using right now are as good as, at 0.004%, as good as the real closing prices. That's good for me because I'm thinking, okay, that's good. And then in the MACD comparison, real versus an alternative, we see we have a MACD error of 1.6, a signal line error of 1.9, with an accuracy of 97%. And I'm curious, and I will fire up in a moment ChatGPT to let him tell what it is. Then we get the backtest results for the bot MACD. That's the strategy test. And we see that the total trades taken is 76, correct trades 62, rejected signals 14. I think it means that the signals are bouncing off as a hold. I don't for sure. The strategy accuracy is 81% accurate. Rejection rate is 18. 81. That means, roughly said, 4 out of 5 trades should be successful. 4 out of 5 should be successful. I cannot remember, and if you guys following the channel along with me, what I did and what I showed you guys in the last couple of months, I cannot remember that we had a success rate of 81. 4 out of 5 contracts would be successful. But he says it would be. But I'm happy. I'm curious if it really is. And if we look at the backtest results with the full MACD, then the strategy accuracy is 74%. Almost, no, it's not almost 75, 74% with a rejection rate of 25%. I do not know what he really means by the rejection rate. So, I'm not gonna pause the video. I will cut it out, the interference between what we now are, and I'm gonna fire up ChatGPT and talk with ChatGPT. And I'm curious what he would say about this. Well, I fed the ChatGPT the Python program and the results. So let's see what he has to say about it. And Your backtesting results looks great, but the difference between the bot MACD and the full MACD is interesting. Bot MACD trades 76, correct 62, rejected 14, and the full MACD strategy trades 159, correct 118, rejected 14. And then the observation, higher trade count with full MACD. Full MACD triggers more trades. And this suggests it's detecting more signals, possible due to a longer historical context, which I interpreted as the longer the bot runs, the better the information is. And higher accuracy with the bot MACD, despite fewer trades, the bot MACD strategy has a higher accuracy, 81 versus 74. This means that the bot's method may be better in filtering out false signals. Higher rejection rate in full MACD. The full MACD rejects more trades versus. This could mean it identifies more false positives. Now I'm not sure if you already see all this. Yeah. All false positives. Next step, would you prioritize accuracy or the trade volume? A possible hybrid strategy. Use both the MACD for main decisions and the full MACD as a secondary confirmation. Well, what do I think? Not right now. That's for the next, but okay. MACD, let's go back to the real video. So this is good. This means that we have a reliable strategy, one, and two, that using the alternative closing prices has no down effect on the strategy and on the functioning of the bot. That's good. But I want to try one more thing with you guys, and I'm going to delete the Nasdaq backtest CSV OC, and I'm going to do in the connection the dict history, make request, get prices minute, and then I believe it has to be minute underscore 5 to get a 5 minute. Oh, well, now let's take the minute first, and we're gonna pump this one up to 2200. A full trading day from 10 to 21. Let's see how it reacts on this one. Then we see that accuracy is still, for real accuracy alternative closing prices, is still 99.96, and accuracy for the MACD is also 97%. We're a high, and now we're getting the backtest results. Then the trades taken 51, correct trades 43, rejected 8, strategy accuracy 48, whoa, 84% with a rejection rate of 15. And the full MACD, we get a strategy accuracy of 97 with a rejection rate of 20%. Still good. This is 1 of 5. This is even more as, this is 4 out of 5. And this is even more as 4 out of 5. We just had 4 out of 5. So this is even better. Now let's drop the backtest CSV again. And now I want to do the final test with you guys together. And that is the minute 5. That's what we usually work with. The minute 5. If I'm correct, if I get an error, then I need to look up. But I thought it was a minute. Whoa, it's going real fast. How many are there in the backtest? 145. Okay. 145 times 5 minutes is 12 hours. Could be. Then we have an accuracy of the, again, 92. So I've done 3 tests now with different volumes. The accuracy of the alternative closing price is still way up there, almost 99%. So all doubts are gone. The alternative closing price I use is good. Then the real versus alternative closing prices with the MACD stays 95 or higher. Also very good. And then the strategy accuracy goes up to 92%. Well, with only 13. Yeah, okay. Correct trades, total trades 14, 13, and the run rate. Yeah, that's not a valid test. That's not a valid test. And this is not a valid test. I'm gonna delete this one. Connection, and I'm gonna make it from 3 until 4. 3 March until 4 March. And let's see, because we need much more than 140. Let's see what we're getting there. Those numbers are the same, 99 and 96. And then we have, I want to know how many did we have. This is about 400 candles, 421 candles. Yes, and those 421 candles we get with the MACD 59 trades taken, correct trades 52, rejected 7 with an accuracy of 88. Oh damn. And yeah, good. This would mean, and you guys are with me and you see the same results I see, that we can move forward. And I will do some more testing tomorrow with different values. I'm going to chat with ChatGPT and what if we do this, and what if we do that, and what if we do. And I will make a video about that separately, not like this one included in the daily report, but a separate one. So if you want to see what I do with the different strategy options and trying out something, then I will make a video about that of the total testing, and we'll post that in the weekend. Which brings us for today at the end of the video. If you like the video, press like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Let me know, what do you think what we should do, and how accurate do you think that we can go on? And then all I have to say is, have a little fun every day and have a nice weekend.